All right, Team Bloom, welcome to our team call for this evening. We are going to jump right into this. There is an announcement actually. I hope you all saw that there's going to be a diamond retreat May 2020. You guys, this is going to be incredible. Some people haven't even been to Arizona. I've already had people say that, but it's going to be so fun. You saw the picture of the house, the pool. We are going to go on adventures. We are going to spoil you. We are going to eat yummy, yummy foods and party, and it is going to be amazing. And we are also going to work on our business. And there's nothing like coming together and not only increasing our friendships, but increasing our business knowledge. So you want to be there. And one other announcement along with that is if you express interest in going, and you are an Emerald coach or Ruby, but if you're an Emerald coach or above, every single Friday, your team, basically an image with you and your downline, is going to be put in Team Bloom. The reason we're doing this is because if you say that you want to go on the retreat, that means you have to be diamond. Everybody has to, like, diamond is the same for everyone, right? 4 coaches and emerald on each side. And I think if we can see that visual every week, see where we're at and be held accountable and see other people achieving diamond, it will encourage us. So just know that if you have expressed interest, if you are emerald, we're going to be putting up your personal downline up in Team Bloom just to hold you accountable and so that you can even understand it more when you see it every week so that you can picture what you need. Like, okay, I need this over on my left, I need this on my right. So if you're confused on that, talk to your coach, but that's going to be happening. It's going to be awesome. All right, here we go. We're going to be hearing from lifetime diamond coach Sharon Pastor, and she's going to talk about balance and all kinds of great stuff. So take notes. Do not be on your phone. Do not be adding on Instagram. Do not be connecting. Put your phone away. Take notes. And this is where we are right now for the next 30 minutes. So be present and be all in. Go ahead, Sharon.
Awesome. Also, we are going to do live workouts together on this retreat. Just saying, super excited to help lead some of those. That's going to be awesome. All right, so today we are going to talk about managing your time and finding balance. Now, this can be a really tricky subject, especially if you're a mom, like I think most of us are, or maybe you work or you're a stay-at-home, wife, and you've got duties and you have, all these things to balance around. And one of the things I hear most often when I'm talking to people about starting a business, like when they're signing up and I'm like, do you want to maybe earn some extra income and do this with me? Like, I don't have time to add anything else in my schedule. And it's like, actually we do. It's just that we don't value our time enough to create balance in it and to manage it. Okay, and so I kind of want to go through, I took notes because there are a lot of things that I do and that I've learned over the, almost 2 years of coaching that really help me manage my time and create balance. But the first one that you guys are all going to do this with me, okay, because I've calculated mine, but is you're going to figure out how much your time is worth. And that sounds weird. If someone were to tell you that your hour, like per hour, your time is worth $962 an hour, what would you think? Like, no, it's not really. Like, if you really would think about that, okay? Well, I listened to someone speak once, and she's like, my time is worth $962 per hour. And she's like, so when I add things into my day, I'm like, is it worth that much? Is it adding that much? And I didn't get it at first, but here's what I want you to do, okay? You're going to figure out how much you are worth per hour. Okay, and here's how we're going to do that. It's a simple equation. So you're going to think of if you could have your dream, not a year from now, not 5 years from now, not even like in a month. How much do you want to make per year in this business? Like, how much? Sky's the limit. I mean, you can choose whatever amount per year you want. Okay, like if you could just snap your fingers and be like, this is how much I make per year with this job, and this is what is this right here is that's my goal. Write it down. Like, what, the sky is the limit, okay? And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. When I first did my number and then she told me hers, I was like, oh, I went low. But that's what I was kind of, go as high as you want. Like, what do you want, okay? Now, write that number down. Now I want you to write down how much, when you're making that amount of money, how many hours do you actually legitimately want to work on your business? How many hours per week do you want to put into it to make that much? And be honest, like how many hours do you legit want to work this business? I mean, if it's 5, it's 5. If it's 10, it's 10. If it's 20, it's 20. Just write down how many hours a week do you want to put into this business when you're there. Okay. All right. Now we just have to do some math. It's super simple. Okay. So for me, I want to work 20 hours a week. That's me. Okay. I want to say 20 hours a week. And I'm going to, so however many your hours are, times that by 52. All right. And that tells you how many hours per year you're going to be working. All right. Now, what was your goal? For me, it's a big scary number for me, but it's $500,000 a year. That's what I want to make doing this business. Now, I know you are capable of doing so much more. I get that. But like, that's a scary number for me. So that was mine. So take that per year number that you chose. Now divide that by that number you just got, how many hours per year you were going to work. That gives you your hourly worth. So when you look at how much you're worth, are you kind of like, oh, like, am I actually worth that much? No, that's how much you're worth, okay? Your time is valuable. You are creating this 6-figure income business that you want. You're wanting to push to make this, leave corporate America, or, retire your husband so he can come home. Like this can be a very lucrative business. I have seen and spoken with ladies in our business that are, $1-million earners. I know it's possible. They're just like us, but they know what they're worth. They know what their value is, and they have learned to manage their time and find balance to create what they are wanting to earn. So just know, I want you to keep that number. And you know what? If you lowballed yourself, you better redo that, okay? It's an easy calculation, but I want you guys to know your value, okay? You have to take care of yourself and value your time while you are building this business, okay? And it may require you to add some things or take some things away in your life. And I know it sounds counterintuitive to say, hey, we're gonna manage our time and find balance and add things in. Yeah, because we're gonna take some stuff out too, all right? But we have to know that our time is our most valuable resource. And a lot of the times, and I struggle with this too, time is literally one of the most valuable resources we have as human beings. And a lot of the times we waste it away, and then we're like, well, I don't have the time. It's like, well, it's because we're spending time on things that aren't serving us. If it's not serving you, we need to take that out, okay? So now that we know what our time is worth, why are we wasting our time if we're worth that much an hour? Like, that's what I asked myself. I was like, holy crap. So when I'm doing this one thing for an hour, is that worth my $480 an hour that I'm worth? Like, I think about that now, okay? And we think about how we're spending our time, all right? I did write notes, so I want to make sure I get through everything. So first thing we're going to do is talk about ways that we can create more time and find more time, okay? So you can write these down. You can not write these down, whatever you find value, okay? Number one is you need to manage your work schedule. I mean, this seems like a no duh, right? But so many people will tell you to set hours of operation, like you want to work from this time to this time every single day, and that's your business. Well, that's a crock of crap, okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, what mom can say, sorry, toddler, I'm working from this time to this time. You can't interrupt me. These are my business hours. That doesn't work, okay? Because inevitably something's going to happen. Husband's going to happen. Kids are going to happen. There's a phone call. Friggin' dog runs in the middle of the road. Refrigerator breaks. You can't have set hours when you're running something like this. It just isn't possible, okay? So if we can't create set hours, what can we do? All right. So what we can do is say we are going to show up in some form or fashion for our business every single day. And we can choose our days. Yes. Or the dog rolls and poop. Oh my gosh, it happens. I feel like every day for me. My dog likes to roll and poop. That's just, oh, all right. So what we need to do is we need to figure out our non-negotiables for the week. We need to figure out how we're going to, because let's say that we're like, okay, I'm showing up Monday through Friday. Well, you're going to have to do something in some form or fashion for your business Monday through Friday. It might not always look the same and it might not be set hours, but you need to manage your schedule instead of creating a work time or whatever. Just manage your schedule. So everything in your life needs to be in one spot. One. Whether that's a calendar on your desk, a calendar on your wall, the Rise Up journal, which if you don't have it, you need to have it. This has my life in it, ladies. And everything needs to go in one spot, one calendar, okay, for your week. Like anything that your husband has going on, anything your children have going on, anything you have going on, it doesn't matter what it is, it needs to go in your calendar. And the first thing you need to put in there, so every single Sunday, I know that some people do this on different days, but it takes 15 minutes of your Sunday evening to look at this calendar for the week and say, okay, what are the non-negotiables that have to happen this week? Start with that. So for me this week, my husband has an orthopedic appointment to get an x-ray on Thursday. My daughter had a volleyball game tonight, non-negotiable. I will be there because I am her mom first. Okay, there are non-negotiables in my week. I put those in there. I'm like, okay, now I know what my non-negotiables are. And then I'm like, okay, so then I'm like, okay, what do I normally do around this time? I put those in there. And then you identify the pockets of time in which you have that you can do your business building things, your business building things that you have. Someone is not muted. Hold on. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead. Can I mute her? I can't. So can you make sure that, okay, thank you. So you map out your non-negotiables and then you identify your pockets of time where you can grow your business. And these are sacred times. Sacred. And I mean, so like if I noticed that like today I, dropped my kids off. I had to do my master's degree. I'm getting my master's. So I had to do this. I had a 2-hour spot when I was like, ooh, there's nothing going on here before I have to go to Marcy's thing. I blocked that out. And I'm like, that's me time. You better believe I told my husband, you're not allowed to call me during those hours. I am working. Those are my sacred hours. And that brings up a whole nother point. If you are married, it is near impossible to do this without your husband. Okay, maybe he's not here, and that's fine. Maybe you're a single mom in it, but I at least have to, show my husband, hey, this is our week. Do we have anything going on? Do this with your husband. Get him on board with your business. Be like, what does your week look like? What is a non-negotiable that you want me to be present for? That's huge. Because as we're working our business, sometimes we, things get off balance and maybe we forget that he has a schedule too. And that way you can show him, hey, I'm blocking out these times to work on my business. So you've got the kids right here because there's nothing that requires me. You can be daddy for a little bit, or you can take them here, or that we can figure this out, right? So mark off your team calls in there. Make sure you add your week, and it's going to look hectic, but you're going to have those set times in your week where that is when you're working your business. And like I said, those are sacred. They are not to be used for anything else. You mark them in there. Don't go turn on Netflix because you have downtime. That's not downtime. That's business building time. We'll talk about downtime later because that's essential too. Netflix is a must for me at some point in the week, but not during my business building time, okay? You're also gonna create your list in that 15 minutes of, some people like to call it the 5-3-2. I do it a little differently, but this one's really easy, and if you're a new coach, it's great. You make a 5-3-2 list. 5 people you want to reach out to that week in some form or fashion. 3 people you're gonna reach back to, and 2 team members you're gonna touch base with. So at a very minimum, you have 5 people you're going to create conversations with or maybe invite that week. 3 people you're going to follow up with and look back on to make sure they're doing good. Hey, how's your dog? What'd the doctor say? Maybe they gave you a pushback on the doctor. Hey, how was that appointment? Hey, how's the gym going? Because they didn't want to do it. They want to do the gym. Just reach back to them. And then 2 team members that you have, or 2 challengers you have, if you don't have a team yet, that you're going to reach out to and just see how they're doing. How can you help them? Okay? And have that list ready for your week. So the bare minimum, crap hits the fan, you have that list and you can get that done. Okay? And Like I said, it's impossible to do this without your husband. The lady I talked to calls these weekly traffic meetings with her husband. And it's time that they can figure out, because if there's miscommunications in a schedule, it can like literally lead to the biggest fight in the world. I know it can, because my husband and I do it all the time. He's like, well, you didn't say that. I'm like, actually, yes, I did. But it leads to frustration and you guys get irritated at each other, and you don't want that to happen. You can juggle each other's calendars, okay? So you're going to do that every Sunday, right? Well, then that's only going to take you 15 minutes. It sounds like a lot, but it's only 15 minutes. And then before you go to bed every night, literally like 1 to 2 minutes, look at your next day, okay? You've planned out the whole entire week, right? But look at your next day. Make sure it's still legit, because things change. Look and see, oh crap, well, when I was doing that on Sunday, I forgot about this, X that out, redo it, okay? Maybe something came up and you want to add something, take something away. Just look at it for 5 minutes and make sure it looks good. That way you know what you're doing the very next day, okay? And commit to this for a month. You're going to be absolutely like blown away. It really is awesome, okay? So now we've found ways, we've managed our time. We know what we're doing through the week and we know what we're doing every day, right? Well, now we need to create a stop doing list, okay? Because in order to have enough time, sometimes we are doing things that are not serving us. And your stop doing list can be even more important than your to-do list a lot of the times, okay? So I want you to, it doesn't have to be now, maybe when we get off this call, just put a little star by it to do it. Write down, like maybe this week, write down everything you do in a week for your business, okay? And how long it takes you, all right? So, because if we don't know what we're doing with our time, we can't actually say, oh, I'm spending an hour on this and it does nothing for me. Chop. Okay. And you're calling it a business building activity, but really it's not serving you at all. And it's not helping you, help other people. And it's not helping you bring in more income. So we cut it out for now. And like I say, for now, because sometimes you could add it back if it starts serving you in the future. But I want you to, every time you sit down to work on your business, make sure you say, hey, I'm going to invite, and then set a timer. See how long that takes you. Okay? And that way you can see what you're doing for your business throughout the day and see what's not serving you. Okay? Because here's the thing. Everybody in your business, you should be spending 85 to 95% of your time that, like, if it's 20 hours, then 85 to 95% of those hours should be spent inviting, prospecting, training your coaches to be coachable, and training calls, like the essential training calls like this, okay? That should be 85 to 95% of your business. Anything else outside of that is fluff. That's 5% of your business. So if you're, and I say training calls because I mean these team calls. I don't mean going on YouTube and watching 5 million hours of training calls and then not inviting anyone. That's bass backwards, okay? So 85 to 95% of your day should be spent doing the actual business building things, okay? And if you're saying, hey, I just watched 3 hours of this, but I only spent 10 minutes inviting, then we know something's off. We can cut out those training calls. Just do this every single week until you have more time or you figured it out, okay? So I'm going to do a couple gut checks for you guys, okay? Even for the coaches that have been doing this for a couple of years. 1, how much time do you spend chit-chatting with your team members about nothing business building? How many times do you spend? I mean, we're all friends, right? But how much time do we really spend talking about absolutely nothing biz building during times we've said that we're going to work our business? Okay? When we talk to each other, if it's business related, the reason we're reaching out to each other, it should be short, purposeful, to the point. We're all business owners. We are all working our business. That does not mean we can't be friends. It does not mean we can't have long discussions into the night about, our kids or this or that, because that's important too. But if we're working our business, and the reason you're I'm reaching out to Rochelle or Sue, sorry, is business related, short, sweet, to the point, get it done. Chit chat later about life. Okay, you're a business owner. Okay, you're not going to see some CEO go to someone and ask them a question business related, and then spend an hour talking to them and then completely miss another meeting. That's not ever going to happen, okay? You need to treat your time and honor your time and what you're worth. And we are all going to understand that, right? Yeah, we want to run a business. And then if we can get this stuff done in the time we need to, then there's time for that. We're actually freeing up a lot more time by making our time purposeful, and what we're saying, purposeful. All right. How much time do you spend hashing out the exact same concepts to the exact same team members, hoping that saying it one more time is going to make them want to build this business and reach out to that person? You are wasting your time. No, they are not a waste of time. Trust me, they are worth so much. But if you have said it 10 times to someone and they still haven't invited, still haven't hit Success Club, love them, but understand that, and this is going to sound really bad, especially if you're a brand new coach, because you want to be worth your coach's time, right? Then be worth their time, because your time is valuable, but so is our time. Okay. And you need to get this mindset too, because you're going to start, signing coaches. You're going to start building a team yourself. You're going to create an empire, right? Your time's valuable. And let's say you have, 10 coaches underneath you, and we'll call this girl Ashley, and she's freaking running and she's hitting Success Club and she's pushing for Diamond. Well, she's earning that time. You're like, hey, I want to invest in you. What can I do for you? Let's do this training. And then you have a couple other ones. Then you have this girl named, I don't know, let's call her Francis. Okay. And she's like, I really want to. And she's asking me lots of questions, but it's been a year and there's been no, she's not inviting. She's still, and you've tried so hard. You've talked to her so much. You're like, if this is what you do, here's a training video here. And you're pouring so much into her. When you pour into people, you can't pour into others, okay? You're pouring so much into her, but she just is not ready. And that's okay. But you need to understand that your time is valuable. So you need to let people earn your time. I mean, it's not a bad thing to value your time. You're worth a lot. We've discussed that in the beginning, all right? They need to earn your time. And guess what? It doesn't mean that you don't train them. Guess what? We have a great back office, okay? We have so much training. We tag them in it when we go, okay? We give our coaches I know all my coaches that are on here, you've gotten the training. I put you in it right when I, add you to the team. You have to make that first step to open up training. I can tell when you open up the training, by the way. I know if you're serious, okay? And then I start seeing you hit Success Club, and oh shoot, she just got Emerald. She's serious. Hey, guess what? We're gonna run together, okay? But if you have a coach that's maybe slower, that's fine. But just know they have the training, and everything is Googleable, everything. And there's so much training, okay? But don't let things suck your time. And then how much time do you spend trolling Facebook, guys? Okay, we are a social media, we social media marketing, or whatever you want to call us, right? So Facebook is our thing. But when you get on social media, post, comment on 5 people's things so you're more visible, shout out to 2 team members, get off, literally. Unless you've done a call to action that requires you to be on every 2 seconds. I don't know who does that. You don't need to be on there. Things can wait a few hours. It ain't that big of a deal, okay? So you need to get on there. Why are you on there? Get that done. Get what you need to get done in the day on social media and log off, because we can get sucked in to thinking, but this person said this and maybe she'll sign up and we're going crazy, but we need to go do laundry, or, our kids are home. We can get sucked into things, and social media can really suck into you. I'm trying to look at the time, but all right. So only do things that are growing your income, and trolling social media is not growing your income. Set a timer. Get off when that timer is going. Okay. If you do coaching calls with people or you're talking to people, make them specific, make them small, make them structured. Don't get into talking about dogs rolling in poop. Because you need to respect your time and they need to respect your time. Let's see. And yeah, so I wrote this: be a hard ass with your time. I'm sorry. Be a hard ass about it. Make people earn your time. Because I'm sorry, you can better believe Danielle Matoni, Ashley Molstad, top 10 coaches, their coaches got to earn their time. They're multi-million-dollar earners in our business, okay? And we're all in start mode. I think I consider every single person on this call in start mode because you're not where you want to be yet. You're still in starting mode. You're getting to your goal. You're still in start mode, okay? And when you're in start mode, the starting of any business it takes a lot. It takes a lot of hashing out your time and everything. And there will be a time when we're just like, chill, whatever, running our business. We've got this well-oiled machine. It's not right now, okay? So this is very, very important. Okay, so I'm gonna hop through this pretty fast. Okay, the next thing you need to think about is when do you have your most energy? So for me, so we all have a natural biorhythm to our bodies, okay? We have a natural energy high, energy low. Do not work your business and invite people when you are dog tired and not worth anything. Don't do it. It's not cool, all right? So I will never invite someone first thing in the morning, and I will never invite someone at night because Sharon is not a chipper person, okay? My sweet spot is 10 a.m. to 2, okay? Or from about 4 to 6, because right now I'm okay. I could totally invite someone right now. But after that, I am dead to the world, okay? I'm not inviting anyone. So think about that too. If you're a fireball from 10 to 2, then guess what? That's when you better be inviting people because you're a fireball, okay? All right, and don't do anything in person that you can't do online, okay? I get it, especially if you meet people that are in your same area. They're like, oh, hey, let's have coffee. I cannot tell you how many people right now want to have coffee with me. I'm not saying that to be super proud of myself, and I can start to feel bad. There are people that follow me online or, that are local. Oh, we should have coffee. You're so awesome. I'm like, you're right. I am awesome, but I'm sorry. I'm joking. I really am joking. I don't think I'm that awesome, but I don't have time. And I do, but my time's valuable. And it's I don't know you from Adam. I really know, okay? And if that's what they're wanting to sign up, it's well, you can have that conversation online. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've met with 3 people online in my first year, and one of them signed up, and they don't even do anything. And but people from across the states have signed up with me out of a random talk we had, and guess what? They're rocking it. So really, there's nothing more. There's no extra value in face-to-face unless it's personal discretion. But just value your time. And understand that if you're meeting with every single local person, those people you're meeting with that are growing a business think that's a requirement. So how are they going to think they can sign someone up in Europe if they can't meet with them? It's we have no boundaries on who we sign up except for where we are in Beachbody. But if you're showing them you have to have individual time for every single person, they're going to get stressed out too. You need to show this is duplicatable. Okay. So don't get distracted by alerts, notifications, tags, dogs, laundry, kids. So only check your email once or twice a day. If you need to. Once a day is probably good. If you've got forms out there, check it once a day. There's nothing in there that's going to be crazy unless you're expecting something. Tell your team members that if they want to get a hold of you, text you. If it's urgent, text. Know that if it's in your text box, if it's urgent, then you'll check that as it pops up. Make a specific way. Hey, if you want to talk to me and it's urgent, make sure you do it this way and I'll get back to you. If not, it can wait a few hours, okay? Only check Facebook and Instagram once or twice a day, depending on what you've posted. If you haven't posted anything that needs your engagement, once or twice a day is fine, okay? You're not gonna lose your pull on your followers by you valuing your time, okay? When you are inviting or doing your power hour, close everything else out. Shut everything else down. You're not doing anything else during that time. You are literally just inviting because you can zone in, okay, and do that. Notifications off. I don't even have notifications on anymore. I don't even know, except for my texting, because I make that a big deal, and my phone calls because I have kids. But I don't know if you send me a Facebook message. I have no idea. I will know if I check Facebook Messenger because I need to value my time. And I know that seeing that number, I have to click it. I got to. So turn them off, okay? All right. I have a lot more crap, but you know what? Let's see. Multiply your time. Don't multitask. Do not multitask, ladies. It doesn't actually work. It's actually Harvard did like a bunch of studies and they show multitasking doesn't work. Okay. But instead you multiply your time. So you're not having time to fit in personal development. Well, how about you drive and listen to personal development? Or you're on a team call, but you're cleaning like Heidi is. That's actually called, you would think it's called multitasking. It's actually not. It's actually called multiplying your time. You're doing things that fit well together instead of inviting, but also responding and also talking to your coaches. And at the same time, you're divided and you're actually not doing any of them well. So if you're going to talk to your coaches, talk to your coaches. If you're going to invite, especially when they're business building things. Let's see. And then lastly, you need to take care of yourself. Okay. And I know that we're part of a business that does taking care of ourselves, but a lot of us actually, we're eating well or we're working out and that's great, but we're stressing ourselves the heck out. We have high anxiety, we're going crazy because we're not actually taking care of ourselves by, managing our time well. Okay. But outside of your workout, if you're exhausted, if you're being a witch to your, kids or your spouse, something's off. All right. And you need to figure that out. You need to be able to enjoy this. This needs to be a love for you. Like coaching should be not only physical, but emotional and relational, and all of that health has to come together. And if this is literally like, you don't want to show up and do this, then something's off balance in your life. Okay. And none of us, I want you guys to know this right now, are going to be that perfectly balanced mom. We don't have a perfectly balanced life from day or even every week. Like we all I want to be a great mom. I want to be a great wife. I want to be a great housekeeper. I want to run an awesome business. And then like one day you ignore your kids and you feel like a failure. And you're like, well, I can't run this business anymore because it's taken away from my kids. Just know that, and I heard this from Autumn Calabrese actually. She said, there are days when I'm not that good of a mom, but I rock at my business. And then the next day, I'm going to really suck at my business, but I spent the whole day in the pool with my son. And the very next day I did this. And the very next day, she's like, it's not about being perfectly balanced every single day or about being perfectly balanced every single week. It's about overall your life is balanced. Okay. So we're not aiming to be perfect every day or even every week, but overall, do you have balance? Then that's what's important. Just know that some days are going to be business hustle, go, go, go. All right, talk to your family about it. Some days are going to be all about your kids and you're going to turn off your phone. Legit turn it off, okay? Spend time with them. Do that. That's important, okay? And then some days are going to be, you're going to spend a whole day cleaning your house. I mean, it's just that's how it's going to work, okay? You're not going to be balanced every day. So stop feeling bad when you feel like you're a bad mom one day or you feel like you're a bad wife one day. It's like, they're going to be okay. They got you for life, all right? But let's see what else is really, really important because we're running out of time. Don't do anything that you can't pay to have done. I know that we're all beginning to start this business and I don't make the money that I want to make. That's my goal. But I finally realized if I'm worth $400 and something an hour, then $25 an hour for someone to come and clean my house is really not that expensive. Okay. And I'm paying that now and it's a sacrifice now out of my paycheck. But guess what? In the future, that's going to pay off. If I pay $25 an hour now to have someone come clean my house, which by the way, it's fantastic, then I'm making $400 and something an hour later on. That was totally worth it. So if something's not serving you and stressing you out and you can actually hire it out or figure that out, or you can have, your husband help you cook or whatever, you don't have to be everything to everyone.